Congratulations on purchasing your Synapse remote control garage door opener, the SN122. This will give you years of comfort and convenience. The kit you have bought is for a retractable door. Note the springs down the side and horizontal track at the top. If your door is the canopy type with the spring at the top of the door, you should purchase the additional Canopy Door Adapter SN123. Other accessories you should consider are an outside disconnect switch, the SN127, to enable operation in the event of power failure if your garage has no other exit. An additional remote control, the SN128, is also available. The kit you have purchased will assure that your door stops and retracts as soon as it touches another object. For additional safety, purchase the optional safety beam, the SN126. If anything or anyone breaks the beam, the door movement will be interrupted. Obviously, it is best to keep obstacles out of the way, and especially to ensure children do not play near the door. Before starting work, it is essential that you read the safety instructions on page 4 and 5 of your manual. Stop your video player now and read them. Clear a safe area to work in. Unpack your kit and check each item against the packing list. The first part to assemble is the T-rail. There are 4 bars with the letter A on one side. Assemble A to A, placing the section with 4 holes towards the back of the garage and the section with 2 holes towards the front. To join the sections, fit the 3 T-rail braces on the lettered side of the rail. Note that the bolt heads should be on the same lettered side. Once assembled, check the rail is straight. Uncoil the chain and cable, ensuring that they do not twist. Remove the nut from the tension bolt. Slide the pulley wheel housing from the outer casing. Remove the nut from the axle bolt. And remove the pulley. Note that the pulley wheel has a larger boss on one side and keep this facing downwards during assembly. Thread the cable clockwise around the pulley. Feed the pulley and cable back into the housing. Remember to keep the larger boss facing downwards. Refit the axle bolt and tighten the nut. Slide the pulley wheel housing back into the outer casing and fit the tension nut. Now fit the whole assembly to the front end of the T-rail, the end with 2 holes. Keep the bracket parallel to the rail when tightening the bolts to ensure correct alignment. Support the pulley end of the rail. Then feed the slide trolley onto the T-rail from the drive unit end at the back of the garage. Keep the bullet locator on the lettered side of the T-rail. The release lever should point backwards towards the drive unit. When removing the drive unit from its box, take care not to damage the actuators or the light unit. Place the drive unit carefully on the floor at the rear of the T-rail. Now, from the drive unit, remove the M8 nuts and washers. Fit the end of the T-rail over the studs. Replace the nuts and fully tighten with a spanner. Fully loosen the tension nut. Carefully thread the chain around the sprocket, making sure the bullet is halfway along the T-rail, and that the chain does not twist. Pass the free end of the chain through the bullet locator on the slide trolley and attach to the bullet using the master link. Tension the chain to give a 13 mm clearance at the midpoint of the T-rail. Adjust with the tensioner nut. Fit the sprocket cover and your assembly is complete. Time for a quick cuppa. Another look at the video, reread the instructions and make sure you have heeded the safety rules. Remember, wear no loose jewelry or clothing and tie back long hair. You will need assistance from here on. You have checked that your door is running freely and that it is balanced correctly. Position and installation of header bracket and T-rail. Check the header wall strength and ensure the fixings are appropriate. Mark the center point of the door opening. And mark a second point 25 mm to the left. To determine the correct height for the header bracket, open the garage door and note the minimum distance between the door edge and the ceiling. Distance H. Reclose the door. Measure distance H minus 25 millimeters from the ceiling and place the center point of the header bracket on the mark left of the center. Now find the correct position for the drive unit. From the center of the header bracket, measure back 3 meters and scribe a line parallel to the door. It is essential that the drive unit is fitted square to the header bracket. Open the door fully and mark a point on the ceiling 25 millimeters to the left of the door center. From this mark, scribe a line back to meet the previous line. To attach the T-rail to the header bracket, raise the T-rail and insert the pulley bracket into the header bracket, aligning the holes. Insert the clevis pin and secure with the fastening split ring. To position and install the drive unit, raise and securely support the drive unit. Then fit the L brackets. Offer the unit up to the ceiling and decide on the best method of attachment and make secure. Attach the manual release rope to the trolley. Caution: don't operate any part of this system until instructed to do so, and then only as instructed. 2 types of bracket are supplied. Decide whether you need the horizontal or vertical fixing. Position the door bracket centrally as near to the top as possible on either the horizontal top rail or a vertical strut, and attach with the appropriate fixings. With the door closed, connect the curved section of the arm to the slide trolley using the clevis pin and ring fastener to secure. If you are fitting an outside disconnect switch, this is where the end of the cable will attach. To install canopy door adapter SN123. It is important that the canopy door adapter is securely fixed to the main struts of the door. As garage doors vary in this respect, the arm supplied is provided with 2 holes for the attachment of any extension necessary to reach the lower struts of your door. Now secure the end of the straight arm that has 2 fixing holes to the canopy door adapter arm. Then attach the other end to the slide trolley using the clevis pin and split ring fastener. The wall button should be in a position from which you can see the garage door. This is for safety reasons. The best place is by a service door. Connect the wires to the terminals on the drive unit marked wall switch. Polarity is unimportant. To set remote control. Inside your remote control are 9 switches which should each be switched either on or off. It is for you to decide your own code. Now set exactly the same code on the drive unit control panel. To set opening and closing adjustments. With the door closed, mark the T-rail at the back of the trolley. This is position A. One person now opens the door manually, whilst the second guides the trolley gently past the bullet. With the door fully open, mark the rail at the back of the trolley. This is position B. Now reclose the door. Measure the distance between A and B. This is distance X. Partly reopen the door, thus engaging the slide trolley over the bullet. Mark the T-rail at the back of the trolley. This is position C. Reclose the door. Measure the distance between position C and position A. This is distance Y. Subtract distance Y from X and note this distance. Measure this distance along the chain from base of the opening actuator and fix a chain dog to the chain on the bullet side of the T-rail. Fix a second chain dog 2 links along the chain towards the door. On the other side of the rail, fit a third chain dog at distance Y from the base of the closing actuator and fit a fourth dog 2 links towards the door. Now insert a 40-watt bulb into your lamp holder and fit the lens cover. Remember that this appliance must be earthed. Plug in and switch on mains power. Ensure a second person is available to turn off the main supply in case of malfunction. Now test the door operation. Open or close your door using the remote control. If your door does not fully open or close, refer to your manual for adjustment of the chain dog positions. To set the closing and opening force. You need 2 people for this operation, 1 to control and 1 to test the door. To set the closing force, grasp the bottom of the door when it is about halfway closed and attempt to stop it closing. It should stop and reverse. If the door is hard to hold, make 10-degree adjustments until satisfactory. To set the opening force, repeat the process. After each adjustment, run the opener through a full cycle. After repeated operations, your unit may cut out. This is intentional. Normal operation will resume after a short period of cooling. Your Signaps Garage Door Opener is now ready for operation. If you experience any problems during installation, first check the troubleshooting guide at the end of the manual. If you still have problems, call the Synapse helpline on 01372 749 242.